But I'll give you a trick that I developed in my earlier years when I was a survivor. We used to live in a bungalow, and we had the family room in the basement and a staircase, and then we had the main floor. I would never go from one place to the next with empty hands. If I brought one cup, one dishes, but there was always something in my hand, going up, going down. That's how I stayed on top of things. That's how I got to take care of my house, take care of my daughter. My house wasn't spick and span, you lick the floors, but my house was very tidy. Why? Because I developed habits. It takes, okay, they say it takes 21 days. For some of us, less, for some of us, more. Don't kick yourself in the ass if it takes more than 3 weeks. A habit is not developed right away, especially if you're new at this. If you're new at changing your speech pattern, of using different words to perhaps describe positive things. It's something completely new. So give yourself the time. Being a stroke survivor is no easy task. We don't go to school and learn how to be a stroke survivor. And our caregivers don't go to school to learn how to be a caregiver of a stroke survivor. We learn as we go. Kind of like when we go to the doctor. It's trial and error. We never know if the medication is going to work or not, right? Shh, shh. Sorry. That was my little doggy growling in the back. And last but not least, I think that practicing mindfulness. At 38, I was diagnosed having bipolar traits and double personality traits. And I had my 15 minutes of crying in the doctor's office. I was embarrassed and I was like, oh my God, no fucking way. But I also asked right away to the doctor, okay, what do I do next? I'm the type of person that grabs the bull by the horns. I like to get it over with. That's just my personality. And he enrolled me in the next following week to start a cognitive behavioral therapy, which is CBT. And that was a 9-month long therapy. Well, in that therapy, the number one thing that we learned, many things, but it was to control our minds and control our reaction. Because as stroke survivors, I just told you before, we're all affected cognitively in a different way. We might have similar names for our stroke: ischemic, hemorrhagic, brainstem dissection, but we all live our stroke very different, unique to each and every one of us. So that being said, we also know that being a stroke survivor, our emotions are all over the place. And usually when there's something said, I often use an action causes a reaction. Therefore, something is said or something is done and I would blow up. Does that sound familiar to you? I'm sure it does. I would really blow up. And for me, blowing up is expressing myself almost as screaming because I can't speak anymore. And I'm afraid to not being heard. So that was the way. And I would not be physical harmful to other people, but I've thrown a couple of pillows and a couple of pillows. Okay, I was reactive. When I went to that therapy, it changed my life. It made me realize that I was in control of what I thought was uncontrollable.